You guys, this might be the next big story. Brad Pitt demands trial by jury against Angelina Jolie over French wine estate. There is a part of me that hopes that Brad has been inspired by Johnny Depp and is going to push to get this televised. Now, I'm not picking sides, but this would be very interesting to do a deep dive on. So follow me because this is going to happen and I will keep you in the loop.
Brad Pitt is suing ex-wife Angelina Jolie for selling her stake in their French vineyard that they bought together in 2008 and where they got married. Pitt states that Jolie sought to inflict harm on him by selling her stake to a Russian rival investor. He said her decision to sell her share to the rival forced him into partnership with a stranger with poisonous associations and intentions. Pitt says he and his former wife agreed not to sell their stakes in the venue without the permission of the other. The lawsuit claims the sale helped start a hostile takeover of the wine business that the actor had carefully built. Apparently, the business had grown into a multi-million-dollar international success story, though Jolie had contributed nothing. Jolie knew and intended that Schieffeler would try to control the business Pitt had built and to undermine Pitt's investment in Miraval. So we will have another trial hopefully to watch as lawyers for Pitt have requested a trial by jury.
You guys, this one is going to hurt. Actually, it's going to cut like a knife. So let's take it back to 2005. Actually, better yet, before there were these two, there were these two. And if you haven't checked my Jennifer Aniston playlist on the top of my page, go do so because I did a little deep dive on them. They were together for 7 years and married for 5, up until what we all know as 2005. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, we are doing a deep dive on these two because they are also headed to court. Angelina has breached contract and sold her portion of the French Chateau winery that they own together. And Brad is not too happy about that. So yes, in 2005, while Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston, he started filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith with none other than Angelina Jolie. And if you haven't watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, let me tell you, these two have some of the most heavy on-screen chemistry that you'll ever see. And why is that, you ask? Well, it's because that chemistry was 100% real. And before the filming of this movie even began, Jen Aniston met Angelina and said, Brad is so excited to be working with you and he can't wait to work with you. Little did Jen know what was going to happen. Listen, this story isn't about Team Jen, Team Jolie, but I will just say for record's sake, it killed my heart for Jen when all of this happened. So shortly after the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad and Jen went on a couple's vacation, and then right after that, they announced their divorce. These two really make it official pretty much after that whole situation. And just 1 year into their relationship, they were expecting their first biological child, Shiloh Jolie Pitt. Which, the crazy part is, Shiloh is 14 years old. Where has the time gone? So at one point, these two did a really sexy photo shoot together. I think it was Variety or Vogue, one of those magazines. It was hot pictures of them and then just a really nice family-esque type of picture of their entire family. So down the road, they really became very well known for having this huge family, this beautiful family together. They adopted some children and they also had some biological children together. And they did a ton of humanitarian work together. So a lot of the backlash that they originally got from the Jen and Brad breakup kind of dissipated because they were doing so much good in the world. And they were raising a beautiful family together. So by 2014, these two decide they're going to make it really official and get married. And they actually get married in the chateau that they are fighting over now, Chateau Miraval in France. Here is Chateau Miraval, and yes, this is also a winery, and it is said to be worth $164 million. So things start to get a little strange by 2015. Now by 2015, we start to see less and less of Brad and Angie on red carpets. Not that they ever did a ton, but we are running out of time, so follow for the next part.
Johnny Depp isn't the only celebrity to have his courtroom drama because now Brad Pitt is suing Angelina Jolie. Now where this began is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie bought the vineyard and wine brand Chateau Miraval in 2008. And along with them trying to turn it into a business, it was where the couple got married in 2014. But it was much bigger than that for Brad Pitt, who said he wanted to turn the wine brand into a multi-million-dollar business. Which celebrities in alcohol have had a lot of success, like George Clooney, who made $233 million after Casamigos sold. For Brad Pitt, his dream of owning a successful wine brand was cut short when Angelina Jolie sold her equity in the company after the couple was divorced. And Brad Pitt is going to court now against Angelina Jolie, insisting she sold her equity out of spite against him. Angelina Jolie, in her contract, was supposed to give Brad Pitt first right of refusal to buy her equity. Angelina Jolie didn't follow that and sold her equity without telling Brad Pitt. Making it worse for Brad Pitt, he had no idea who his new partners in the company were. And the person who bought the equity was Israeli billionaire Yuri Shelfer, who Brad Pitt has never spoken to once. And Brad Pitt said Angelina Jolie only did this because the couple was arguing and she wanted to ruin his vision. So from this, he could end up suing Angelina Jolie for millions.
Angelina Jolie allegedly sued the FBI anonymously for records regarding the jet incident that led to her divorce from Brad Pitt. In the initial report, Jolie said she believed Pitt was mad from the time they boarded the private jet from Nice, France, back to the US, with their 6 children. During the flight, she stated that Brad had been drinking and took her to the restroom where he grabbed her by the head, shaking her, as they argued over their children. He allegedly punched the ceiling of the plane 4 times. When the kids asked if Jolie was okay, Pitt replied, "She's ruining this family, she's crazy." One of the kids yelled out, "It's not her, it's you," causing Pitt to allegedly run towards the child, with Jolie holding him back, suffering injuries in the process. Although Jolie is allegedly looking for more records, a source close to Pitt says that she already has these records. The newly released FBI document states, "It was agreed by all parties that criminal charges in this case would not be pursued due to several factors." And the source says she is desperately looking for something new.
Absolutely, I will talk about what's happening with Brangelina right now. It would be my honor. Let's cleanse our palates from the Kanye BS. So to understand what's going on with them right now, we have to go back to 2016 when Angelina first filed for divorce. In California, when a party files for divorce, a summons is issued. The summons is then served on the other party, and once it is served on the respondent, that other party, both parties are then bound by what we call automatic temporary restraining orders, or ATROs. The ATROs prevent, in part, both parties from transferring assets without the consent of the other party or a court order. Okay? Okay. Now, I bet some of you are saying, but their divorce was finalized in 2019. Nope, they did exactly what Kim is requesting to do. They bifurcated the marital status issue from the other issues in their case. So yes, they are no longer married. However, they are still restrained from transferring their assets without consent or a court order because the other issues in their case remain.
So Angelina came out and filed for divorce on September 19th, 2016. And in it, she released a statement after filing for divorce that said that she's doing it for the health of her family. And there was nothing else. And all of a sudden, there was just this whirlwind of rumors of what was going on and why the divorce was coming. So Brad had to release a statement, and he ended up doing it that day. And this is what it said. "I'm very saddened by this, but what matters most now is the well-being of our kids. I kindly ask the press to give them the space they deserve during this challenging time." So then a little bit of the details started coming out about this and about why. And there was all these rumors that Jennifer Aniston was back in the picture. She was married to Justin Theroux still at the time, and she debunked that. There was another person that was saying that, you know, the rumors were that Brad Pitt had an affair with her and he got her pregnant. She debunked that and came out and said, "No, I'm pregnant with my husband over here." So there was all these rumors to what was happening. So then Angelina, she released a second statement, and this is what it said. "Angelina will always do what's in the best interest of taking care of her family. She appreciates everyone's understanding of their need for privacy at this time." And everybody wondered, dun dun dun, what was going on.
You guys, we have lots to talk about on this one. I thought we could start here and I'd test the water with some of these clips and see how everybody's feeling about everything. I'm dying to know which side of this one you're on. Are you more on Jolie's side? Are you more on Pitt's side? I really want to know. Let me know in the comments. But I thought we could start out with a little bit of just general stuff like this. I'd like to deep dive, and there's so much that we could spin off of this team. Do you remember that Team Jen, Team Jolie stuff? Like people will wear shirts and stuff. Jennifer Aniston versus Angelina Jolie. Do you remember Angelina and Billy Bob? Good Lord, I have not forgotten about that. We'll talk about that. I thought we could deep dive what went down on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. There's lots of stuff to talk about here. And I I'm fascinated by these two, and I really hope that they go to trial and have cameras in the courtroom, because I will break that stuff down. You know I will. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Do let me know in the comments your thoughts and how you're feeling about this. If you want to see more of my stuff, do check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps, where I go over deep dives of episodes of Sex and the City. So check that out. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.